Okay, and we are back. Ooh, we are not back yet. Let me just... Yay! Do. I got the magic in me. Ooh, maybe that's something significant for somebody. Anyway, welcome to the tent. I'm chillin', you're chillin'. You're chillin', I'm chillin'. You want a tarot reading? Yeah, I thought you would. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead, dust you off while I welcome you to the tent. If this is your first time here, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back, my lovely guests. This is a place for people who enjoy hanging out in the betwixt and the between and peeking beyond the veil and asking questions of many types. And we get answers back, and they are what they are. We're not very serious here. Life is serious enough. And we often get quite serious answers back, or just really fun ones. And then like little High School Musical thing a little earlier. Anyway, I've gone ahead and I've cleared the space, opened the space, connected myself, the mirror I scried with, to the space. And babes, I was just waiting to connect you to this space. Lovely. And if you're worried about tethers, don't worry about that. I disconnect us at the end of everything, so don't worry, I'm not down for tethers. I slowed down a bit because I thought I heard a weird creaking out the door, so that's fun. Maybe you are in a particularly creaky place, maybe you're in a new place and you're hearing sounds that are a little strange. But anyway, let's go ahead and hop in. Usually I'd make you guys a sigil. If I decide to do that, it's going to show up here. And if I didn't make a sigil, I'll just do a little frowny face here. Okay, I gotta stop being so dramatic. Anyway, let's go ahead and tap in and see what you guys need to know. I'm gonna go ahead and ask my personal cards so that we can get a kind of starting point for you guys. Phil Collins is trying to come through. You'll be in my heart. Maybe someone like Silverback Gorillas. Maybe you just watched Tarzan. Maybe you just played Kingdom Hearts. Maybe 13 is your favorite number. 4 could be a thing. Espada. That is not Organization 13. I'm pretty sure that's Bleach. Maybe you just watched Bleach. Maybe you just bleached your clothes. Maybe you just ate some strawberries. Heck, maybe you came home and there was a bunch of people in your room. Maybe there was a sleeping baby on your bed recently. Okay, let's go in. Okay, what do we got? October. October. Fall. That's funny, I'm about to use my Halloween deck. I've just been really fond of it. Maybe you are a Libra or Scorpio. Maybe you don't like to identify as a Scorpio. Maybe you have bad energy with Scorpios. Scorpio. Maybe there's a scope that you need to take. Something spooky. Thin veil. Bong. If you're watching this while inebriated, welcome. If you're watching this while inebriated, welcome. If you're watching this while eating like a slice of pie or something, welcome. Ooh. Lemon. Key lime pie would be really good. A lemon custard, also amazing. Sweet. Ooh. So this is... I'm just here like chillax, sit back, hang. It's coming into balance. A great change is on the way, but first we gotta equal you out. Ooh. Tell us about this great change. What's gonna equal us out? Oh my god. Oh my gosh. Maybe someone just... I don't know why Bill and Ted's Great Adventure came up. Maybe you just watched that. Maybe you've been watching SNL movies. I know it's not Wayne's World, but let me have it. Coneheads. Maybe you were born in 93. Welcome. Maybe October 93. Let's see. Balance. See, I was talking about something coming into balance. to make way for a great transformation. The Lovers card, gotta love that here. Usually whenever people see the Lovers, of course, you know, I'm never gonna be upset. Traditionally, a relationship, but Lovers is about balance, that yin and yang, that coming into each other. It's a planet that's ruled by Venus, and as such, signs associated with it are Libra and Taurus. Balance. Ooh. I'm hearing like a great rest, a great retreat. Maybe you're finding balance at a retreat. Maybe you are retreating from something, because I associate 9 of Wands. I was gonna say 9 of Swords. Ooh, maybe you're having a little bit difficulty sleeping, and that's why you're looking for a retreat. But 9 of Wands, whenever I see that, I do sometimes think of it as a house, but particularly I think about it as a house that's not yours. So like a vacation home, somewhere where you're stopping and resting. Camping comes to mind. And see, as something comes to a completion, to an end, there's that Scorpion. These should be all fixed signs around here. I think the world is governed by the fixed, so that's what Scorpio, Taurus, Libra. No, Libra is not a fixed sign, but it's Scorpio, Taurus, Leo, and Aquarius. If you're any of those signs, welcome. Maybe those seasons are important to you. Maybe October is significant, because October does pop up in this world card. And then there's literally Scorpio there. And then Knight of Pumpkins. Let's see. What's your orientation? Maybe you've been contemplating your orientation recently. Maybe there's something that you need to shift around. Maybe you've been contemplating your sexual orientation. Maybe it's something that you've been thinking about for years, or something that like maybe something clicked and you've had years of information to now figure something out. The Knight of Pumpkins, it is the slowest knight, but it is also the most dependable and steady knight. Any detour that the Knight of Pumpkins takes. Ooh, maybe there was recently a detour that was taken. Any detour that the Knight of Pumpkins does take has a purpose, has a reason. If his trot is slow, it is not because he's lazy. He has a tendency to be lazy, but in this, I'm getting more of that vibe of it's not because he's lazy, it's because he's getting a better look of where he's going. The horse is going slower because he had to look down at the map. I want to say GPS specifically. You know, I guess you could be on the horse and have a little GPS. That's fine. Maybe you ride horses. You're seeing something. You've had a shift and a change, and that shift and change is bringing things into balance. Someone likes numbers. Let me get you a number. Ladybugs are significant to you. 3. 3, 15. 15 is 3 5s. That's 6. 3, 6, 9. Dang, she's fine. Balance. 3, whenever I think of 3, especially coming into balance, triangles are like the most steady shape. That's why like legs with 3 prongs are more steady than legs with 4. You'd think it's different, but nope, that's actually the steadier shape. So you're finding a balance and you're moving forth. Ooh. And then we've got your Sun card here. No, things are gonna go well. Things are gonna go great for you. I saw that Hermit hanging out. Again, that's that science, that meticulous inner work is something big that I'm hearing. Like, you see how this Dracula is kind of like spooked her? He's like, blah, I'm in your window, it's me. And the cat's like, okay, well, that's cool. She's been reading your letters for 3 hours, but we'll pretend that this was a surprise. And she's like, oh my gosh, I know I'm reading the letter that wrote where you said you would be here at exactly this time in this place and come through the window, but oh gosh, that's an interesting channel. So maybe this is something like you're anticipating, because, oh yeah, it absolutely is. The Sun is also clarity and realizing something, and just a knowing, just it's illuminated, it's very obvious to you. Which is funny, coming out with all this esoteric energy with October, this thinning of the veil. No, you're seeing very clearly. I just heard my mind is clearest when the room is foggy. Maybe, you know, that can be incense and that can be something else. Maybe that's a cigarette. There's cigarettes of various varieties. But you're getting there. You're seeing it. There's this slowing down. Because this Nine of Imps, even though this is a fire card, Nine of Wands, it is the wounded warrior, the wounded healer, the one that has fought all the battles and has done the rushing, and now they're taking a moment. Someone very worldly. You know a lot. You've been through a lot of battles, and even if you haven't been through a lot of battles, you've been through intense battles. I want to even hear the word war coming through. Maybe that's why there's this haze kind of in the air. Maybe you need to take a step back and do something that calms you down. If what calms you down is this, then if it's legal where you is, it's legal where you is. If you grown, do what you gotta do. This feels very foggy. Let me try to really hone it in. I think the reason that it's coming in kind of foggy to me is because there are plans here that I don't think anyone needs to be privy to, save for you and whoever is involved immediately. Because I'm trying to push through, but specifically right in the middle of my forehead. Once I get to, like, there's a lot of planning. Like, I'm getting sevens, like a lot of that, like, contract energy and stuff like that. But then once I get there, there's like a haze here, and I'm gonna respect it. I can push through it, but I am going to respect it because it's very much you know exactly what it is. The only thing is right now you're going through, I'm especially seeing like the tornado, the blending, the meshing, where you're taking the yin and the yang. I'm literally seeing like yin and the yang, and they're putting it in a blender, and now we're like emulsifying is the word that's coming. So it's one solid thing where we found the balance, we found the perfect recipe. Sugar, spice, and everything nice. All the ingredients to make the perfect little girls. And then Professor Utonium accidentally added one ingredient. Chemical X. Blossom, Bubbles, Buttercup. Maybe you're a Powerpuff Girls fan. Maybe you like old Cartoon Network stuff. Maybe you also like Etta and Nettie. Summertime might be a favorite time for you. There was one summer where it was like boy-girl summer, and Etta and Nettie and Powerpuff Girls were playing, which I thought that was funny. I enjoyed watching both. Ooh, you're finding the balance. maybe someone out there's, ooh, Callie just moved. Maybe someone's out there's non-binary. Maybe someone, because I was also, your orientation, your sexual orientation, maybe you're figuring out where exactly you flow with that. That's nice. That's very cool. There's a reimagining of an identity, and not reimagining as if making it from scratch. This is very much you're looking at you. You've read the literature, you've seen what you need to see, and now you're like, great, I've taken every little test, I've read every little book. Some of you even taken like a class or two at school, maybe even YouTube University. Nice. But you're like, I'm ready. I'm coming out. Again, this isn't necessarily like that, but it's very much you have found an identity. You have found a piece of yourself that you have sat with, that you're like, wait, this is who I am. This is what I am. This is what I want to do. And you're getting ready for the unveiling. It's already been unveiled to you, and now you're just really honing in those finer details is what's coming to mind to me. Like you know what's up, but now you're just making sure, okay, am I sure? Is this what I think? Maybe some of you are doing some journaling. Maybe some of you are just like, a little talking out loud exercises, just really compartmentalizing, organizing your thoughts. Okay, let's see what this guy is. Two of Cups. That's that coming into balance. That's that coming into who you are. My gosh, you're taking the pieces of yourself and you're intermingling it. Maybe some of you have been feeling like tingling at the base of your spine more recently. Maybe some of you have been doing more lower back exercises. Ooh, somebody out there been doing them squats. Okay. But there's a great shifting. There's a change. There's a lot of this is who you always were. This individual was always here. But now you've decided that you want to be whole. Ooh. And that's not necessarily, ooh. Temperance. I'm going to say it. Alchemy. That balance, that coming together, that Sagittarius energy is coming through too. Maybe you're a Sag. Maybe Sag season or some season. Maybe you stumbled over words a bit. I do that, but I don't do that bad. Maybe you're sleepy. Or again, I think that someone's inebriated while watching this. Maybe a little tipsy. Ooh, someone's got me on a TV at a shindig, a little get-together. Take a shot for me. Take a shot for your friend. If you got gin, take a shot of that for me. I love a good gin. But no, you're dipping your feet into familiar waters, but they're familiar waters that you've only treaded before. Some of you haven't even treaded it. Like, you know it's there, you knew it was available to you, you saw it, but you're like, eh. It's like if you're a New Yorker and you live in New York, but like you haven't gone to the Statue of Liberty. It's always there. But one day maybe you go and you're like, oh, okay, I see what they're getting at here. You know, maybe it's, hey, I'm here and do an exercise. Act like a tourist in your city. Act like a tourist in your city for like a day, for a moment. Like, you know, not an annoying tourist, but like treat where you are like you've never been there before. Or maybe like go to places that, like, let's say if you've never been to like your downtown area, why not go? Why not look? If you've got a free day, go check it out. But no, you're cooking something up in the kitchen because there's 2 cups here. It's a lot of mixing, a lot of pouring. Is someone double cupped up right now? Double cup with that red solo? Or maybe got them cellophane cups? No, somebody is having a time while they are listening to this, and I support it. I love it. Ooh, this looks like a heart to me. I don't think this is a heart. That's just a little chip. It's definitely a rose quartz. I thought that was a little heart, but I don't think it'll look like a heart from y'all's view. Oh, there's finding love. There's finding peace. Some of you are finding a deeper connection with a partner that you already have. So that could be a lover. Some of you, it's a friend. Ooh, you're getting real deep. You're getting real deep, real gritty into Delta, but you're taking your time with it. You're putting it all out there. Ooh. Let's take 2 more, and then I'm going to go ahead and let you all go. Ooh, yeah. This is important to you because for this next stage, for that transformation, you need to be sure of who you are. More than you knowing who you are, you having a grasp on yourself in this next chapter is going to be pivotal. You are stepping into something where people are going to challenge or attempt to challenge your existence. The version of yourself that would not be able to handle this. Just very simple. The version of yourself that didn't even want to stop and think about minor things about yourself. Like, for instance, what is my sexuality beyond? What is my sexuality to me? What are my talents to me? What are my values to me? You going into this period of, it might feel selfish, but it's not selfishness. You going into this period, maybe some of you are on your period, maybe some of you is this point blank period what it is, or this is your period in time to where it's all about you, where you have, when you're considering who you are, your self-worth, your values, you're not like, well, mama raised me like this and grandma told me this. When I went to school, they did this and my town did this and no. You're like, okay, I know what I was told, but how do I feel about what was told? Okay, that's a moral that I have, but like, is that my moral or is that just something that I learned? And it just in various ways keeps going. Like this label that I have, oh, why did I shuffle that? I done shuffled that, and I'd had other cards flipped for y'all. I think that's the only card that they wanted y'all to look at, point blank, period. This is a time where you are molding yourself in your image. You're not molding yourself in God's image. You're molding yourself in your image because you're realizing that that image is God's image. Whatever you subscribe to, whatever you believe, there's something in you. There's thoughts, ideas, hopes, aspirations that have never gone away. They've always been there. You've had thoughts, ideas, wants that come and go, but there's something. It just keeps holding on. It never goes away. Yes, it evolves and it changes with you and it grows with you, but it never leaves. It's constant. You can try anything. You can do anything. You can succeed in whatever you want, but it don't go nowhere. It stays right there. Ooh, let's get this bottom one and then we'll go away. The sun, double sun, and everything is clear and bright. Everything is clear and bright and right with you. Because when you know yourself, when you shine that light upon you, that's when you be ready. This isn't a game of, oh, you'll be ready when you'll never know when you're ready. You know. Hell, even now. There's some of you here like, I know I'm not ready yet, and this is why. Oh, I know I'm not ready yet, but I'm working on it. It's not I'm not ready yet and I won't. No, it's I'm not ready yet because things take time to grow. I'm not ready yet because you encountered a thing. It's not that it just seems like I'm just obviously not ready. It's very logical, but it's logical in a way that is being kind to you. And for those of you who are not doing that, you're being encouraged to do that. Where if you're like, I'm not ready for this, why don't you think you're ready? And that's not in the whole like you are ready, you just don't believe it. It's like, no. What happened that brought that to the front for you? Did you have a conversation with someone and got riled up and you're like, that's silly. Why would I get riled up and upset about that? I didn't realize it. And you stopping and realizing going, oh, I'm not ready yet. Like one good example is like, I use social media, for instance. A lot of people are like, oh yeah, I want to like get out there, have my name out there, yada, yada. But if you can't like stand being if being in other people's comment sections, like I'm gonna say pisses you off, like if being in other people's comment sections and like those people aren't even talking to you, they're not talking about you, if those get you upset, if you personally can't stay out of those, if you can't depersonalize those, then you having the realization of, oh, maybe I'm not ready yet because if I get all triggered and whatnot towards people's comments and while they are related to me, they're not actually directed at me, then I'm probably not ready for when those comments are going to be actually directed at me. And that's why a big part of it is the you figuring out who you are. Because once you know who you are, it's a little harder for people to knock you off your thing. Even like, for instance, good and bad people. That's a part of why they're able to have the longevity that they have. Because you can say what you want about them. Yeah, it might hurt my feelings right now because there's some truth to it. But at the end of the day, that was just like a little string of texts and I'm gonna go cry in my mansion, or like I'm gonna go live my life and you don't contribute to it. In fact, you don't pay the bill for the phone that I read that text message on, or like that I read that. I'm hearing receipts, so maybe someone's sending you receipts about stuff. That's a whole thing. But either way, study to show thyself approved. Know yourself. That way no one else can tell you who you are. That's beautiful. I'm excited. You're coming into who you are. And this is at any age. Wow. This is dope. Conceited. I got a reason. Anyway, let me dust you off and let me break our connection. Thank you for joining me at the tent. Bye. Ooh, I was holding that burp in the whole reading. Ah, so exciting. What's under here? It is time. It is time.